Hi Paul, now that your site's live, I just wanted to go through some changes I suggest you make. So if I go to what the page was looking like at first, it had the H1 tag, which I'll get made smaller because it's a bit big, and then we got Satras, Don't Suffer in Silence. Everything's in the middle, which doesn't actually read very well, and there's lots of spacing in here. So what I've done is gone through and changed all that, and this contact form was on the left as well. That's quite common on your site. I think the previous designer put in lots of coding to try and make it look a bit busier, but obviously it doesn't actually work that well for clients. So what I've done is gone through, made it cleaner, so it just looks like a decent proper website now. It's all very clean. The link is there and it changes as you hover, so there's no need for underlying code that was on there. So I've done it on the home page, but let me just show you how that looks on another page. And we've got nice navigation here, which makes life easier. Let's go to one of the areas of law. Nothing to change on there by the look of it. I'm sure we'll find one because I know I've seen lots of it as I've gone through. Let's keep going until I find something. It's all looking a lot better now than it was. That's for sure. Okay, there's a lot of spacing around that image for some reason, and it's hyperlinked. Let's go and have a look at that page. So these you see, whenever you see a space, it's just lots of NBSP which you can delete. Then we got text align justify. We don't want any sort of aligned text because it should just be normal paragraph text. So I would say for any of these, whenever you see style justify blah, you just delete that, so it just says UL. That the instruction is in the bracket here. P just get everything looking that much neater. There's a link on this which we don't want it linking anywhere. WordPress has a habit of putting links in, so when you take out a link you have to remove the href part and the /a at the end, which is what would link it. You then flick through and you can see now it's much better. It's left aligned. What am I inclined to do? Or it's not aligned. Where are we here? If you go, it doesn't cover it. Align center. What I'd be inclined to say is if you align right that, then the copy wraps around it so it doesn't look lost on its own. And when if I update that and click to view that page, it just looks that I think smarter. You could actually make that slightly smaller maybe. That's aligned left. I'd always align right because you read from left to right. It's okay to stop reading as you get over to the image, but I wouldn't necessarily say the same for the way it is at the moment. So I click on that. Can we align? So there you go. Align is the easy way of doing it. Change that to right. Click update. And there you go, it's done. So it's that simple. That's the easy way of doing it. Actually, just click on the image, click on the edit button, and then you can align right center. Make sure it's got link to none. Actually, this is much. Let's check that hasn't got a link. Let's go there, edit, link to custom URL. You want none. You don't want to click on an image. What you do want is, and this is for SEO purposes, so if what page are we on? I can't move that. Let's update that and come back to it. Equal pay. So let's go back here. And what we want to say on that is equal pay solicitors, because every alt tag is worth optimizing, as it does help. So I've copied that. I'm now going to go back to this one as well and edit it, and whatever you're targeting as keywords, that should be your alt tag for the image. One more thing you have to do, and this is a manual process, so if we go back to the text side of things, you see it says alt equal pay solicitors. That's what we just put in. But alt only appeals to half the browsers. If you copy it across and put title equals each time, then you'll also appeal to all the other browsers. So I'll drop that onto the other image as well. We've got an href on there, I'll come back to that in a minute. But wherever it says alt equals, just drop in next to that with a space the next one. Let's go back to that image and take away the link. It says none. Interesting. Okay, it's not actually taken away that, but where was I? So we don't want to justify, we don't want to link. So we just want the image in there. That's what we've got. Let's have a look and see. So those paragraphs, taking away that code, everything else looks okay. Obviously, we've discussed about subheadings. So when you get down to that point, so much code on this site. You just want it to be as clean and simple as possible. Let's update that and view it. There's a few more text lines to get rid of, but I just wanted to show you what I meant. So, and then you got a subheading. We might change that to an H3. What does that look like? Looks a bit big at the moment to me. So there's a class of headings, and some are bigger than others. That's a bit smaller, but you might like the purple. It's a choice of preference. But those are the things that I'd be looking at changing. As say, the home page had that massive centered stuff going on with these words, which was just by the coding used. So I changed that so that they're not all centered and not so many. There was loads of NBSP which you need to delete when you find them, just so that it looks much sweeter as you go through and much easier to read. So hopefully that makes sense and you found that helpful. Thanks, Paul.